Reggie Miller, Hall of Famer, Turner Sports, NBA and NCAA analyst. He called Michigan and Florida State on Saturday. Thursday called A&M, Michigan, Florida State, and Gonzaga. This year's Final Four national title game can be seen exclusively on TBS. Reg, by the way, back to his NBA duties. Thunder at the Spurs this Thursday. Hey, you're going to be in San Antonio.
I am going to be in San Antonio on Wednesday, work Thursday, but I leave Friday morning, Theodore.
But we're there Thursday and Friday.
You are there Thursday?
Yeah, we're going to be there Wednesday.
I think. Where are you going to be in relation?
Riverwalk.
Where?
Riverwalk.
I might have to swing by Thursday morning.
I got a hoops.
Welcome to come on the show?
Yes. We can cut short this interview today.
Where was that? Where was that when I joined you?
Houston.
That was in Houston, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We got to. I've got to make it. Come on, man! I'm the fifth down there. I've got to come on,
I know. And we got the hoop there. We had the hoop in Houston. By the way, there's like to see Reg. And what are you now? 50, Reg? 51?
Two.
Yeah, I mean,
52.
He was shooting from 3-point range, and it didn't take you long to get back on the bike there. And I went, my God, I don't know when it'll ever leave you. Do you know if your shot
will never leave?
Your shot will never leave you.
I think I'll be able to shoot when I'm 70, just because I've been doing it my whole career.
Man.
But that's the last thing to ever leave a true marksman is their hand-eye coordination.
Marksman. All right, let me ask you about the end of the Florida State game against Michigan. Leonard Hamilton, when he talked to Dana Jacobson, really didn't seem like he was aware of how many points they were down. You guys were saying, why aren't you fouling here? Like, what happened at the end of that game?
Number one, you always try to extend the game. I think some of the mistakes down the stretch for Florida State, as well as Coach Hamilton, he burned a lot of timeouts early. So they didn't have any timeouts going down the stretch, which obviously you need to kind of keep one in the bank just for situational purposes. Mm-hmm. So they ran out of timeouts, and I thought Coach Hamilton was really just caught up in the moment. They were only down by 4, and I said, look, I know a guy who scored 8 points in 9 seconds. Anything is possible. There was 11 seconds left, and you extend the game no matter what, because the way Michigan, if you remember, was shooting free throws down the stretch, the Seminoles had a shot.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of luck needed to happen for them, but they still had a shot. So you want to try to always extend the game. I just thought it was such a hard-fought game for the Seminoles, and they blew so many opportunities to actually win that ball game. He was shell-shocked, and he was out of it. And I think the questions were fair from Dana.
Yeah.
And I just think he was spent. And the frustration came out. You can understand that. People need to understand in the heat of the motion, this is as far as Coach Hamilton and Florida State has gone. No one even expected them to be there, and they had a true shot to move on to the Final Four, and it was disappointing. So I give them a little bit of a leash for that, but it was the heat of the moment and the emotions coming through. But they were fair questions because you always extend the game no matter what the situation is.
Would you rather have the tournament UMBC had, beating Virginia the first 16 to do so, or the run that Loyola Chicago is on?
Well, you asked this last week.
Yep.
And now I switch because last week I said UMBC because you will forever be. But now that you've made it to the Final Four, because you always remember the Final Four teams, you remember the winner, but this has been a special run for the Ramblers and Sister Jean. So right now I'm leaning more towards Loyola Chicago because there's still work to be done for them.
How does Loyola beat Michigan?
Look, it's a lot closer than what people are probably saying right now. They play a style, and the good thing that Michigan has going for them, their last two teams will have faced them for Loyola of Chicago, Texas A&M and Florida State, because they play very much a similar style. They like to get up and down. They have a lot of shooters. They have not great length as Texas A&M and Florida State, but this is going to be – it's funny that this is in San Antonio. This is going to be a shootout at the Alamo. This is one of those games where there's going to be a lot of threes, transition defense is going to be paramount for both teams. And who can take away threes? Florida State, when I say they were kicking themselves, the way Michigan shot the basketball, I believe they were 4 of 18 for that game, and they were like 2 of 12 in the first half, and they were down 1. That was a missed opportunity for Florida State. They should have been up 7, 8 points going into the second half, a little bit of a cushion. The way Michigan was shooting the basketball and, with Wagner really struggling from the field, they should have been up. You've got to be able to take the threes away from Michigan if you want to be able to win.
Duke bows out, and they're probably going to have 5 of the first 25 picks in the draft. How did that happen? I will give credit to Kansas, but is it the one-and-done mentality here that you got to sort of strike gold, and you have to do it in a interesting time frame here?
Well, we saw Coach Cal have success with that, with the young players in the one-and-dones. Look, it's a unique situation. I mean, because Kansas has experienced players that are tournament tested. I'm not going to knock it and say it was 4 freshmen and a senior the reason why they lost. They lost to a better team. Kansas, they made plays when they had to. Duke had an opportunity to win that ball game in regulation, and shot by Allen goes in and out. So, it has nothing to do with the one-and-dones and, being a young team. The better team won.
Man, I don't know if the better team won. I
thought Duke was the better team?
Well, they
should
have
on a neutral site.
Yes.
Here,
yes.
Neutral site.
Yes. You got a Kansas big man who, gets in foul trouble, fouls out. I got 2 lottery picks, big men. I mean, I got to dominate that. I was really surprised. I don't know, that Duke never got into a rhythm. And once again, I'm giving credit to Kansas. I just looked at that Duke team, and as you said, what did you say last week about them? They were the 31st NBA team.
The way the 2 games that we saw, absolutely. The size, look, they had the size, obviously the pedigree of Coach K, but, I mean, they're young too. I mean, it's all about experience as well. That Kansas team and the knocks that they took last year in this tournament, we called their games last year, and everyone was expecting them to get to the Final Four, and they were upended, I believe, by Oregon, right?
Yeah.
So you learn from your mistakes.
He's the Hall of Famer from Turner Sports, Reggie Miller Jr. III. He's got the Thunder at the Spurs Thursday night at 8 Do you think that they sent you there just because we were going to be there? Because nobody really cares about the Thunder at the Spurs, right?
They knew that I'm a fifth Dan Ed.
Did you request this game? Did you say, let me do this?
The show was going to be on the road, and I was like, look, I need to be in San Antonio with my guys. That's the most important thing.
I was also wondering about this, Reg. What would the odds be of getting the Fab Five back together for the Final Four as Michigan? Okay, Loyola has Sister Jean. If the Fab Five show up behind the bench, what are the odds of Jalen and C. Webb sitting down together?
Can I say negative 0.0.0% of that actually happen?
Okay.
Would that be awesome? Absolutely. But I'm not quite sure everyone is playing kumbaya and holding hands in a circle and wanting to sit behind the Wolverine bench.
How about I get 4 of the Fab Five?
Now your chances go up to about 85 to 95% of that happening.
And Ray Jackson's not doing anything, so he'll be available.
Oh, stop throwing people under the bus. You don't know what Ray's doing right now.
My bad.
Come on now.
I was just having a little fun. That's all right. Just. Do you think C. Webb's underrated?
As a ball player?
Yeah.
I think he's a Hall of Fame type player, yes, and I know he's up for it, but absolutely. People forget this. He was ahead of the time. What we're seeing from big men today, being able to stretch to the floor and pass and shoot threes and play with their back to the basket, C. Webb was that player. And he was, when you think of the Fab Five, as much as I love Jalen, you don't think of Jalen. You think of C. Webb.
C. Webb was a bad dude his freshman year. When they went up against Duke, I mean that was real. I mean That was on.
And number one, C-Webb was the size that he is now in 8th grade. Come on. He dominated. C-Webb has been playing like this for a while.
Yeah, he just had bad teams, right?
Yeah. But he had his run in Sacramento. He had his moments, him and the Lakers and Vlade and, Bobby Jackson and those guys. Bibby, they had Doug Christie. They had their opportunities. That's all you want is an opportunity.
Why is it he would never talk about dating Tyra Banks? Do you remember that?
I'm not going to get into someone else's personal life. Why? You act like I have the TMZ scoop. I have no idea.
Okay,
did he date Tyra? I don't know. Did he?
But if I was dating Tyra Banks, why would I hide that? Right?
So if you were dating Heidi Klum, you would be like, I'm dating Heidi Klum.
Yes. I would have a PA system. I'd have somebody walking with me with a megaphone. And just announce it.
Man. Loose lips. Come on, man. You got to be. Come on, man. You got to be cool about certain things.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Come on, man.
All right.
She doesn't want to hear all that. Tyra didn't want to hear all that.
I think she did.
Heidi doesn't want to hear all that.
No. Tyra wasn't known as Tyra back then when she was dating Chris Webber.
Sort of, kinda.
Yeah. Like
she was a handful of the black supermodels. Come on now. She was pretty big back then.
Now, when you dated, you never told anybody you dated Tyra.
No, don't try to. I know you too well, Theodore. Don't even try
it. You can beat Steph Curry one-on-one right now, can't you?
Do we keep our podcast? Do we keep these conversations?
Yeah. Yes.
We talked about in October, November, and I said, absolutely, Golden State is going to win back-to-back championships.
Yes,
and what was the one thing I said? Barring major injury. To me, this is major injury.
Yes.
Between all of them being hurt, like limping to the finish line.
Literally.
There is a real opportunity, seriously, for Houston, and I'll even throw Toronto in there now. If these guys don't get back to, 95% of their regular form, there is an opportunity for teams to win the championship. To me, it's back to being wide open.
Okay, but if I said I'll give you Golden State or the field?
I'm taking the field now.
Okay.
Now I'm back to taking the field. The start of the year, when you talked to me, when I said 100%, barring major injury, Golden State was going to win back-to-back championship. I'm taking the field now. I'm back to taking the field because there's too much going on. There is too much going on.
Did you ever fracture, the Klay Thompson injury? Because it's one thing to get injured and then healing, and then he's got to come back and get ready to be able to play in some important games here soon.
One thing I do not know, is it his shooting hand?
Yeah.
Come on. Now, the good thing, you won't lose a lot of conditioning because he'll still be able to run. I'm sure he's running with the team. He's doing drills like that.
Yeah.
But, this is your shooting hand. This is your guide hand.
Yeah.
Then you got the knee, and then you've got the ailments to KD, to Draymond, who's supposed to be back or came back last game. There's just a lot going on with Golden State, and Kerr already telling people that Steph is going to be out the whole first round. I'm taking the field.
Okay.
As much as I love the firepower, I'm back to the field.
When do you get in on Wednesday?
Wednesday evening, about 5 or 6 o'clock.
Okay. All right. Well, let me know if you want to do dinner, but Thursday morning we're going to pencil you in, and
pencil me in, and I think I'm going to show up on set. Yes.
But you should.
Yes.
I
am.
You should. It'd be great. Full uniform.
I'm coming through. Have Paulie or Fritzy give me the address, and I'm rolling through.
Now, I
appreciate it, guys.
Why don't you wear your UCLA uniform?
I am going to be representing UCLA if I come through.
Okay. But your old college uniform would be great.
Oh, let me see if I can go in the archives. Hey, baby, can you pull out that box in the attic?
Oh no, it's not
baby.
in the attic. She's got it framed there. It's probably as you walk in your house. Come on,
baby, take it off the wall.
What did you weigh? What did you weigh your senior year at UCLA?
Yeah, the 167 one. Yes, 167.
You weighed 167?
Okay, I'm lying. 161.
Did you really?
Yeah, maybe.
You were.
Maybe,
Come on, 6'7",
I
100.
was very light.
Man.
But I swole up to 180 by the time I was drafted in 1987. I swole up.
We will see you maybe Wednesday and certainly Thursday.
I love you guys.
All right.
Much love.
Can't wait to see you. That's Reggie Aloysius Miller, Jr. III.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.